Hi newbies, today I am talking to those individuals who actually are thinking about becoming a nurse. So today's podcast is going to focus on the pros, the cons, and what you can do and how you can get into nursing school. As a nurse, I have the privilege to help people. Now, this could be something as simple as just putting your hand on their shoulder when they're crying. This could be as simple as just being kind to them. There's many individuals out there, especially in the homeless community, who are used to being yelled at and pushed away and shunned. And sometimes just bringing in that warm blanket and speaking to them in a nice tone, that makes them feel so much better about themselves. Especially like when I worked on the floor, sometimes I had those patients for sometimes a couple weeks, a month, and just to see their improvement. And you can see like, wow, I was a part of that. I was a part of healing them. Also, becoming a nurse, you have so many different options. You know, some people are like, oh, I could never be a nurse. I could never deal with blood or poop. Well, there's so many different roles you can play as a nurse that you don't even have to be at the bedside. I also say that as a nurse, you can probably have a job anywhere in the world. The number one thing that I love is my schedule flexibility. I work in the ER right now, so we are only required to work 3 days a week. I work 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts, and I love the flexibility. Love it, love it, love it. At my facility, they have several shifts. Like we have 1 to 1, 3 to 3, 11 to 11, 7 to 7, 7A, 7P. So you have lots of options. And usually like once you get your groove and you feel like, oh, I can't do this anymore, they could put you on the list to change your shift. As a nurse, you learn every day. You learn every single day something new. I love that. And also what I love is that most facilities will pay for your education. They will help you further your education. So sometimes, you know, I can be out in public and someone's like, oh my God, you're a nurse. I would love to be a nurse. How do you become a nurse? Now, what I do suggest is number one, look for an accredited school. I know there's a situation here in Florida. I'm sure or maybe some people have not heard. Basically, they just paid for a diploma and they never went to clinicals. You don't want to do that. Okay. That's someone's life. So just be sure it's accredited school. You can go to the Florida Board of Nursing and you can research there. Your local community college most likely has a nursing program. So I do recommend you go there if it works with your schedule. Yes, it may take longer, but let me tell you something. You most likely will not be in debt. And I liked the community college setting because I didn't feel rushed. I didn't feel like I had to cram everything, and it was so cheap. And nowadays, they actually have BSN programs at the community colleges. From what I understand, most places do not look at where you graduated. All they want is your license. That's it. So let's say you just get your associates. You could also just get hired and then have them pay for your BSN. So you found your school. Now let's go ahead and we're going to look at all the reviews. You want to look at the student reviews. Also, you can ask, nurses that you know or see, you ask them where they went to school. Nowadays, reviews are key, man, because you could see those students that hated it and the students that loved it. So once you find your program, you want to either get with a counselor, or you can also probably just look on their website to see what their prerequisites are. Prerequisites are the requirements for even just applying to the program. So like what they require for math, English, your sciences, some of your high school classes may even go towards that. I know that the foreign language does for sure. So you've done all your prereqs. You've applied, you get your letter, and it says, sorry, we are not able to accept you at this time. So what I suggest you do is you find out who the head of that nursing program is, and you write them a letter. You write them a heartfelt letter of why you want to become a nurse. I have told several individuals to do this in the past, and guess what? A couple weeks later, they're in the program. I don't know if it's a coincidence. I don't know if the letter helps, but something happened. So now you're in the nursing program. This is the advice I give everyone. You need to tell your family. You need to tell your friends. Look, I'm going to be MIA. I'm going to be focusing on this program. This is what I want to do for my future. I'm sorry, but I will not be celebrating Christmas and birthdays and going to barbecues, because that's all that extra time. That time is what you need to do. You need to be studying, especially if you're working full time. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, you have to have some fun, but In the beginning, you need to get your mind right. Get it right. It's because you need to focus, because I think this is the hardest part of nursing school, is like you don't know how much time it's going to take you. You don't realize how much of your physical, mental, and your time you're going to have to put into getting used to being in the nursing program. And once you're in the program, if you find that you're struggling, right away, you need to go see your instructor. Say, hey, I'm not grasping this. What do you suggest that I do to be successful in your class? Do not wait to have this conversation like 3 weeks before the semester's over. Nowadays, there are so many aids you can use. There's YouTube, there's Facebook, there's TikTok, there's programs you can look at online for free or you can pay for. There's so many different tools you can use to pass these tests. I always say if you can pass the first semester, you're going to be fine, because that I feel like is the hardest. The hardest semester is the first semester, because you have to change your whole lifestyle, your whole life. You have to learn a new language, and it's going to be sometimes a little bit overwhelming. I promise you it's going to be worth it. So now you're finished with nursing school, you're about to take your NCLEX. I definitely recommend taking a prep course. Now, I keep hearing about UWorld. I would do UWorld because obviously it's very successful. But try to find some type of prep that you can use. And just so you know, like when you're about to graduate, ask your family members, like, yes, they want to buy you all these RN cups and shirts. No, ask them for money, because you're going to need money for your test, for your certifications, and for like taking the NCLEX and any prep courses. You're also going to want to buy a fancy stethoscope and your uniforms. When you decide the day that you want to take your NCLEX, I suggest that you don't tell anyone, because the whole time before that date, every time someone sees you, hey, you feel okay? You feeling okay for the NCLEX? You feel like you got it? You feel like it's going to psych you out and make you more stressed. So, I suggest like the day before, just do something nice, like get a massage, do something that makes you happy. And throughout the program, there are going to be times where you want to quit, where you're going to say, oh, why am I doing this? Is this really worth it? And I'm going to tell you, yes, it is. It is. And this is only a temporary thing. I suggest once you start your nursing school, I want you to write down 10 reasons why you want to complete nursing school. And whenever you feel like you want to quit, I want you to look back at these 10 reasons, because it's going to motivate you. Also, surround yourself around positive people. You're going to find those classmates that may stress you out even more. Yeah, don't hang out with them. There was a time where I had my doubts, and what I did was I just wrote my name, my full name with RN on the end. That gave me the visual of seeing my name with RN behind it. I also envisioned myself in all white with my nursing cap, crossing the stage, my family in the crowd screaming, being proud of me, and that really motivated me. I saw it in my mind before it even happened. Being a nurse just changed my whole life for the better. I've met so many great people. I feel like I've changed so many lives, and I'm grateful to even be in this position. Again, I came from a very poor family, very low education, no money. I was like, I didn't know how I was going to go to school, but I promise you, if there's a will, there definitely is a way. So don't keep making excuses. So if you like what you're hearing, please like and share. You can follow me on all the social medias. I'm under Newbie Nurse Podcast. Truly hope that this helped you in some kind of way. I'm grateful that I'm on this platform and able to share my experiences and give my insight to you guys. So just remember, treat people how you want to be treated, because what you put into this world is what you're going to get back. Have a wonderful day. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speaker and do not reflect the views or position of any entities they represent. Hey newbies, if you're liking this podcast, or even if you don't, like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.
Oh, thank you.